Hey everybody, this is going to be our basic class for today. We're going to have a quick run through of several different kinds of hand techniques, okay? All different kinds of hits and strikes we can do using our arms. You can do all of these in the air, or if you've got a partner, like if mom or dad are around, they can hold a pad or a pillow for you, that's great. They can even just hold their hands up for you to punch, and that'll work too, just to give you a target to aim for. We're also going to be doing a few things. Mr. Tyler and I are going to use these old magazines, so if you've got a magazine around the house or an old folder, you need something heavier than just one sheet of paper though, okay? So you can't just use a regular piece of notebook paper or anything because it won't quite fall fast enough for us, okay? So, or you could use a little pillow or a pad or whatever you've got around the house, okay? First, we're gonna warm up real quick. So we're gonna get started with some elbow pulls. We're gonna mostly be working on our top half during our warm up today because most of our punches are going to be, all of our punches are with our hands. Let's do one arm, back, big circles. Start off slow, then you can speed it up a little bit. And reverse your direction. Try to keep your arm straight. Try to go in a straight circle. Try not to go out to the side, right? Try to keep your arm moving as close to your body as you can. Let's go to the other side. So one arm back. And forward. Keep it close. All right, let's go to, we're gonna do our washing machine where we lift our opposite knee. Okay, so I'm gonna make my left elbow and my right knee touch. I'm gonna make my right elbow and my left knee touch. Remember, we're trying to lift our knee up, not drop our top half down. So I don't want to lean forward and meet my knee down there. I want to stand up tall and bring my knee up to touch my elbow. Okay, now we do need to warm up our hips a little bit because that's where all of our power comes from. So let's do these. We're going to go nice and slow. We did these last week. We sit, and then rock back up, and stand up again. Okay, sit down nice and slow. Okay, try to keep your hips back, and try to keep your feet flat. And then stand all the way back up. Do one more. Of course, be careful when you're going to the floor. That's why we're going nice and slow. We don't want anybody to fall and hit their head. All right, now, one more just to get warmed up. We're going to try to loosen up our shoulders a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our arm and reach it across our chest. Take our other arm and go under our elbow. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this arm across my body. Okay, so you can see I have my arm across my chest, then I reach under and I hook, and I'm pulling that way. All right, we'll do the other side. So reach across and then under. And then we're going to go behind our head. So I'm going to take my arm, I'm going to reach my hand up and put it behind my head, and then reach up and grab my elbow and pull over. Okay? Or if you know how to reach back and grab your own hand this way, right? If you can grab your own hand behind you, that's good too. Okay, let's do the other one. So reach your hand up, drop it down behind your head, then grab your elbow and pull it over. And this is just a steady pull. I'm not jerking and pulling real hard. I don't want to yank my shoulder too hard and hurt myself. All right, relax. So go ahead and grab your magazine or your pad or whatever you've got and get it handy. And we are going to practice a jab first, okay? So just set this down next to you because we're going to need it in just a second. When we do a jab, we're punching with our front hand. So in my fighting stance, 1 foot in the front, 1 foot in the back, body turned sideways, hands up high, elbows in tight. My jab hand is my front hand. It comes straight forward, and my front hip moves with it. And then I come back. So I twist my hip forward, and that pushes my hand forward, straight out towards you, and straight back in. Straight out and in, straight out and in. What sometimes people do is this, they go straight out, and then they drop, okay? And that's gonna make our punch a little bit slower when we bring it back in. It's also gonna make it easier for somebody else to possibly hit us. So we want to try to go in a straight line, straight line, straight line when we punch. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 5 on the left, 5 on the right, then we'll show you what we're gonna do with the magazine. Ready? Jab, 1, 2, 3. It's a front punch, 4, 5. Switch your stance. We have to trade our feet because it has to be the front hand to be a jab. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? You also notice when I punch, this hand's covering my face. I'm not keeping my hand back here. Keeping my face covered. Alright, so grab your magazine. Now, this is not, we're not trying to make this go flying across the room, okay? You should be able to do this in your house, inside, and still be safe. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck it under my elbow, okay? Or under my armpit, rather. And when I punch, I'm going to push with my hip and push my arm forward, and the magazine should land in front of me, okay? If I'm not twisting my hip when I punch, it's going to fall more straight down like it landed on top of my foot. It might even land on the side of your foot, okay? So what we want to do is make sure our hip twists so that it comes out and lands in front of our foot, okay? Also, if you're picking up your elbow, if you're lifting your arm up before you punch, then it's going to fall off to the side, and that's no good either. All right, so let's just try it a couple times. You can try it on both arms. We'll do 3 on each side. Let it fall in front of you, okay? It should land in front of your body, right? Not on top of your foot, not off to the side. Okay, when you've done 3, then you switch your stance by the other side. Right, and you see it's just falling right in front of us. We're not trying to throw it all the way up there to you. We're just trying to keep our arm squeezed tight to our body and move our hip to get our power. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next punch. We're going to go on to a cross. Okay, now for all of these punches that we're doing, remember our fist is closed tight, fingers are in, thumbs on the outside, hitting with my knuckles. Okay, I'm not hitting with the top of my fingers like if I were knocking on the door. That's no good. A cross is a back punch. So I'm back in my fighting stance, hands up, elbows in. I twist my back hip forward. I make my back knee look at my front knee. And as my hip twists, my shoulder pushes my hand out and right back in, out, and in, out, and in. Okay, you have to keep your foot on the floor, remember. I can't go whoop and stand up. That's no good. All right, so here we go. Back punch or a cross. 5 times. 1, boom, out and in. 2, snap, out and in. 3, 4, 5, switch your stance. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're doing the same thing. Now, this time it might go a little bit further because your back punch is a little bit stronger. You're twisting your hips a little bit more, but it's still, we don't want you shooting it across the room. Okay? So try it, tuck it under your back arm, hand still up high, twist your hip, boom, and punch. Okay? Make sure you're getting it to move by twisting your hip. You could do this, you could cheat, right? And you could, some people sometimes do this, and they make their fist and they grab the magazine in their fist and they go, whoa, and throw it. That's no good. All right, try your other side. Make sure we're doing left and right. One more. Here we go. All right, now we're going to move on to a hook. Okay? Your hook punch, we've talked about this before, you may punch horizontally or you may punch vertically. Kind of depends on your target and how far away you are from the opponent, okay? So you can try it both ways right now, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that I shift my weight. That means I move my weight from the front to the back. And as I shift my weight, I twist my hips from the left to the right if I'm punching my left hand. And that movement of my body is what gives this punch its power. I do not want to go back with my elbow, and then swing my arm around. Okay? My arm moves because my body moves it. So ready? Weight is already leaning a little bit on our front foot, and we're going to push back and twist. Hook punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, switch your stance. We're just working on a front hook. Back hook you could do, but it's a little bit different. So we're just working on the front one today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now, this is one that's going to be a little tricky to do with the magazine, because if you lift your arm up, your magazine is going to fall behind you. Okay? That's no good. So we have to keep our elbow down until we're actually ready to do the punch. So I twist my hip, punch, so that the magazine comes in front of my body again. Okay? If you lift your armpit, it's going to go behind you. So here we go. Front hook with the magazine under your elbow. Go ahead, try it. Twist your hip. Okay, make sure you try both sides. All right, we're going to move on. One more kind of punch, right? We have 4 basic kinds of punches with our fists closed, and that is jab, cross, hook, and this last one is the uppercut. All right, so for the uppercut, in my fighting stance, we're going to do this on the back arm today. Hands up high, elbows in. I bend my knees a little. As I bend my knees, this hand is going to start to rotate so my palm is up. My elbow is in tight to my body. It doesn't point backwards. And then the punch comes up when I lift my knees, right? I don't want to just move my arm up and down. I use my hips and my knees to bend and lift. So, right hand is in the back. We're doing uppercut with our right arm. Ready? 1, bend, twist, lift. 2, 3, 4, 5. To the other side. Ready? Switch your feet. 1, bend, lift. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now, one more time, we're going to do the magazine under the arm. Again, if you're not careful, if you pull your arm back before you punch, your magazine's going to go behind you. So keep it tight. Keep your elbow in to your hip so that when you punch, your magazine comes in front. Okay? Try it out on your back hand, back arm. Go ahead. And again, to get it in front of you, you have to twist your hips. If I just lift my arm straight up, it's going to fall right down. I want it to go in front. Okay, you can also do the left side. We're going to move on to a palm heel next. Okay, everybody should know how to do this one. And what we do with a palm heel, remember, is my hand is now open, and I'm striking with the bottom part of my hand. My fingers don't hit the target, I don't slap. What I do want to do is go straight forward with lots of power and snap with my hips, just like we did for jab and cross. Okay, so if I'm doing a front hand palm heel, my hip still moves. Back hand palm heel, my hip still moves. We're going to do a double palm heel right now, so we can do both sides. Okay, so hands are up high, and we're going to do front, back, twist, twist. Ready? Double palm heel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch our stance. Ready? If you notice, Mr. Tyler and I are kind of moving our feet with the punch or the palm heel. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, now, for these next few, we're going to switch. Instead of dropping it from under our arm, we're going to hold it with one hand and strike with the other hand. Now, if you have a partner, if mom or dad or brother or sister around, they can hold it for you, or you can hold it for yourself. It's okay. Here's what we're doing though. We're working on speed and aim. We're not working on power. So when you drop it, hit it, okay, and let it go a little bit, but don't try to launch it across the room. Okay, hit it lightly, like 5% power. Focus more on aim right now. Okay? So, hold it up in front of your head, drop, and a light palm heel. Okay, later you can go outside and do this as hard as you want, but if you're inside, you gotta be careful. Okay, make sure you're doing both sides, left and right. If you want it to be easier, you hold the magazine up higher. If you want a more challenging drop, you hold it a little lower, more in front of your face. You can also, if you want it to be a little harder, you can hold it and drop it and hit it all in the same hand, right? So I could drop with my left and hit with my right, or if I wanted a little more of a challenge, I could drop with my right and hit with my right. Give myself a little bit of a test. All right, good deal. So now we're going to move on to another kind of strike called a back fist. Okay, back fist, fist is closed again, and the back side of my fist, those two knuckles right there, still would hit the target. I don't want to hit with my hand or my wrist. Okay, typically this is with our front hand, our elbow needs to stay in tight, and I need to twist towards the strike. Okay, my hand is snapping out, okay, and towards you. Here we go, ready? Front hand, back fist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if we do the right thing, I forgot one more thing. We don't want to let our hand do this. When we hit, we don't want to see how my hand bends. I don't want to let my wrist bend. I want to keep all that straight and tight. Ready? Let's do the right side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, same drill. We're going to drop the magazine. Light contact, not a ton of power. Okay, hit it and let it fall. Don't try to launch it across the room. Okay. You might choose to hold this one sideways. Because you're hitting sideways, that might feel better. Doesn't matter though, you can do it either way. If you want to hold it with your other hand, right? I'm doing the back fist with my front hand, so this hand's ready, my back hand has to cross over here. And I can drop it. This one, I think, works a little bit better if you just do the same side. But if you need to use two hands, that's okay too. Mr. Tyler and I'll trade hands. Alright, we're going to do one more. Alright, now we're going to switch to a hammer fist, or a hammer blow, which is very similar, but instead of hitting this way, I turn my hand sideways and I hit with that side part of my fist. I don't want to hit with my wrist again, I don't want to hit with my pinky. I want that bottom part of my hand, okay, to hit my target. When we do a side hammer fist, striking out to the side, we're also using our front hand, very similar to a back fist, okay? Here we go, ready? Hammer fist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so drop the magazine, hit it lightly, okay? Don't send it flying across the room. Again, you can do the same, or you can hold it across your body if you need to. That works too. You can do hammer blow inside or down as well. We're just working on this one today. Lots of different ways you can do hammer blows. All right, now we're going to do one more strike that comes at a sideways angle. But our back fist and our hammer blow both attack to the outside, meaning it starts in front of me and it goes away from my body. What we're going to do next is called a ridge hand, and it's going to come from the outside and strike in towards the middle, okay? So what I do is I make like the number 4. I want my thumb tucked in real tight. I want my fingers squeezed together tight. And that side of my hand is going to hit the target. So my hand comes straight out forward, and then I turn my arm over and twist my hip at the same time. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? So for you, a punch and a ridge hand, when they start, should look the same. And then the punch hits you straight on. At the last second, the ridge hand turns over and hits to the side of the head or the face or the neck. Okay? So we're going to do a front hand, ridge hand with our left first. Fingers tight, thumb squeezed in. Ready? 1, 2, out and snap. 3, 4, 5. Hey, remember, it goes straight forward. It doesn't swing around. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Ridge hand. Drop it and hit it. Now you can do a back ridge hand just the same way. It's the same exact thing. We're only talking about front today, but a back ridge hand works almost exactly the same way. You're just twisting your hips the other way because your body's turning the other way. Oh, I didn't mention either, for these you could toss if you wanted to. Toss it in here a little bit. That might make it easier. If just holding it and dropping it is too fast, if you're not quite ready for that, you could toss it up a little bit and try to hit it. But just be careful if you're inside. We don't want to be throwing stuff up at the ceiling fan or anything. All right, we got 2 more we're going to do. And this time, instead of our hands, we're going to be doing strikes with our elbows. So a forward elbow, I hit with this front side of my arm, long part. I don't really want to hit with the tip. Sometimes the tip of your elbow might swipe across and strike, and that's actually sometimes how you can hurt people. You can actually cut their skin, right? So we don't really want to work on that, especially we're little kids. We don't want to be slicing people's cheeks open or anything with our elbow. We're gonna hit right here, okay? So this long front side of my arm is gonna strike to the target. And then if you've seen the other elbow videos we've done, you remember this hand stays kind of relaxed. I don't make a tight fist because that makes my whole arm really tight. And my other hand covers my face. So it's like I'm looking through the middle. I'm playing peekaboo here, okay? So we're gonna do the elbow with our back arm right now. I'm gonna twist my hip forward. I'm gonna throw this front side of my elbow towards you. And my other hand covers my face. Boom. Ready? So elbow, 1, cover your face, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to switch our stance. So front hand covers our face, back hand strikes. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now for this one, you can drop an elbow. Okay. Or if you'd like to try the armpit one, you can do that as well. Your choice for this one, okay? So try them both. Go ahead. If you're doing the armpit one, make sure you don't lift your armpit up, right? You're twisting your hip forward. You don't want to lift your elbow up back here and swing around. If you're going to drop it, hold it. When you drop it, hit it forward, but don't launch across the room. When you do this one, you have to hold it a little closer to you, right? Because your elbow can't reach as far as your hand. My hand can reach all the way out there, right? My elbow can't reach that far, so I have to hold it a little closer. Do the elbow strike. All right, time. Last one we're going to do today is an elbow smash, okay? So I'm going to grab with my front hand, pull in an elbow strike. Same strike with my back hand, just my front hand is doing something different. So remember, I grab the target, I pull it in halfway, I twist my hip, and I meet the target in the middle. I don't try to pull all the way back. I don't try to elbow all the way to the front. I meet in the middle. Ready? So reach, grab, pull, and elbow. 1, grab, elbow. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch our stance. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and you know what we're going to do. We're going to smash on the pad, or the magazine, or the pillow, or whatever you've got. So, hold it in one hand, reach out, and then do your elbow smash, meet in the middle, boom, and try to see if you can go in front of you. If you're pulling it too far back, it's going to go that way. If you're trying to twist too far forward, it's going to go that way. So we want to meet in the middle so it goes right in front of our body. Mr. Tyler and I are hitting him too hard. Don't hit him that hard. There you go. Shoot it straight in front of you. I'll do one more. One more. All right. So we went through 10 different strikes that you can do with your hands or your arm. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut, palm heels, back fist, hammer blow, ridge hand, elbow, and elbow smash. All right, so you've got lots of different things you can work on, right? Lots of different ways that you know how to do strikes besides just a punch, okay? So thanks guys for working with us. We'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay clean, wash your hands. Goodbye.